Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2, No Death, No Bonfire. This is our character, Take 3, and we're about to go on a little adventure into Shrine of Amana. This is post-commentary as opposed to during commentary, because I recorded this video a little while back, and I still haven't recorded commentary for it, so... So generally, this area gets really easy if you just use your bow. This is kind of still a difficult zone just because there's so many enemies, but if you do it like this and take them out from such far range, you're not going to have any problems. Well, I shouldn't say not any problems. You might have problems, but not like huge, glaring issues. And I go this way, thinking that I might knock that down. Then it just looked really far away, and I decided no. And I didn't know if there were enemies that way, so I didn't go that way either. I figured I'd go back later, once I finish the game and actually explore every zone. I'd go back through and get a bunch of items if I wanted them. And we're going to come down and read that. Be wary of bleeding butthole. I think he's referencing how hard the area is, but I was looking around to see if he was like referencing a piece of architecture that looked like a bleeding sphincter. So, this is going to be a pretty long video. It should be around 40 minutes long, so it's a little longer because I have a little bit of video at the end that was supposed to be the next video, but I didn't end up recording that long, so I just kind of stuck it there. And yeah, I think it's like a 9-minute clip or something like that. And one easy way to tell if there's creatures in the water is those like butterflies that fly away when I hit them. If those butterflies are there, there's a creature there. But only if you hear the singing. If you don't hear the singing, like it just went away, the butterflies will go away, and the creatures will be free to attack you. So think about that tactically as you go through this area, and make sure that that the fireflies are there if you're gonna get close. If the fireflies aren't there, just kind of like use discretion as you go through. And there's a curse pot here randomly, so be careful for that too. Don't want to get cursed for no reason as you're running through. Once again, check it for mimics, even though I know this one's not a mimic. Crimson water. I should probably use those. They're healing, and they're not very useful on this character because they restore spell uses and heal you.
We are Milfen. We are here to sing to those bound by death and dark. We will sing here forever. We know nothing, and why should we? For we will never leave. Do you seek but what is a king? We know nothing, for we will. When we see the little ones grant comfort, this. Is there any, perhaps? This is all.
So those are the Melfinito. Some people believe that since they have Nito in their name, that the first of the dead made them and had them sing to comfort the dead. She has some text that makes it seem like that is the correct theory. I just don't know. So, yeah. Now that I have a bunch of repair powders, this zone doesn't scare me too much. But I still don't want to use too much of my durability before I reach like the Undead Crypt or something like that and end up with no weapons for Vendrick's Defender, who I think... Is his name Vestalt? I think that's right. Yep, got him. And arrows don't weaken your shot. I mean, water does not weaken your arrow shots at all, so feel free to shoot them underwater if you know where they are. It helps a lot. And those lizard guys, the guys that inflict bleed, they have a huge... They seem to have a really large drop pool. I'm not entirely sure what's all in it, but it seems to be a rather varied item drop. It seems like it's that way with a bunch of enemies, including the spiders in the Aldea. Aldea's Keep. Yeah. Those spiders can drop really weird stuff like Zweihanders and the Seldora set and stuff like that. So do I... Oh. It's hard to see that even on this screen. I must have been really eagle-eyeing in while I was playing. And how many of those are there? This is a really obnoxious zone if you somehow don't have the singer going, because all of those guys will attack you at once if you're if you attack those guys. Okay, so I do draw them in one by one. Yeah, this seems to be the easiest way to take down this area. Just draw them in one by one and take care of them slowly. Yeah. So this is going to be kind of a long, slow episode, but it's not actually that long before you get to the demon of song, I believe she's called. This isn't actually the biggest area in the world. Up there, the singing starts when you hit past that torch, I guess, which should make this area kind of simple. But holding a torch negates the song's effects on those lizard men. Also, those hammer clerics drop Twinkling Titanite. If you are in need of those, this is probably the best area to farm those in the game. So keep that in mind as you reach late game and need some Twinkling Titanite for PvP. You might be Bonfire aestheticing this and checking it out. I heard that noise and I was wondering if there was another one over here, and there was. There's so many lizard men, it hurts. Like, if you do get swarmed by them, you're going to take a lot of damage because of their bleed effect. And those guys are all over this place for some reason. I'm not sure what they are, and I'm not sure why they exist, but they're kind of all over the place. And it seems like the butterflies even stop them from aggroing in general. Like, even if you shoot them in the head, so long as those butterflies are up, they're not going to attack you. See, look, they have butterflies, shoot him in the head. His butterflies start to scatter, but if I hit him first, he's fine. And I do get pretty low on arrows soon. Like, I have less than 100 wooden arrows, which is quite the drop in arrow count. Laggard ahead. Check it for Mimic. Hidden path, question mark? That would be so cool if they were, like, hidden, if instead of just illusionary walls and, sliding doors, there could be, like, sneak paths where, like, you could squeeze through depending on what you were wearing or something. Yeah, Midna? And I'm already at the second bonfire area, and this doesn't take very long either. Luckily, this would, like, give you a sigh of relief in this zone, because you just reached the part where you can rest at another bonfire, obviously, so it's just like, oh, well, I'm good. But for me, and in this kind of run, the stakes kind of get really high here, because this is why this area is hard. Those guys, with those homing souls, yeah. They definitely nerfed how much damage they do, and how homing they are, because you would never be able to walk out of the way of them earlier. Like, last time I was here, it was it was so hard to dodge them, but now I can just walk out of the way, so they had to have nerfed this area, made it just at least a little bit easier. Which, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I already beat the game once with it hard, so it's possible to beat the game without it. I mean, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. if they're gonna make areas easier, I guess it makes it easier on me for this kind of run. Maybe I was just bad last time I was here. I don't know. And right now I'm like contemplating which way to walk on the path because like there's so many ledges in this area that I just don't want to fall off of, because that might be my most common cause of death here, is like forgetting which way exactly to go. If you light a torch down here, it's a lot easier to find out which way to go, but also all those lizards all aggress at once, so good luck with that. I don't know why I'm like trying to kill all of the lizard men, but I really don't need to. And there's a mage. There's 2 mages up here, and then a house. There is, I think, 3 lizard men, and the that ogre off in the distance from the... it's one of the few that are outside of the tutorial zone, but there's a lot of them in Dragonary. So watch out for those guys, because they still one-shot you if they grab you. At least I've never survived the grab. And did I get her? Yeah, I got her. And at this point I have a lot of souls, and I'm kind of wishing that I could teleport back to Majula, but that would make for a huge run back. So I don't even think about it, because I would have to fight my way back through Drang Lake Castle to get here, and I'm not willing to risk my life just to level up. It might be worth it. I'll consider it. But in the because I might have to fight my way back through, especially if I use a homeward bone. Then there's a guarantee that I would have to fight my way back through. And this ogre, I like to call him, I'm not sure if that's their true name. They are Cyclops, so maybe that's their official name. But these hippo guys, this guy's not the brightest hippo in the crew. He just kind of like sits there, and I'm trying to see if shooting him in the eye gives you like a headshot, but it doesn't. It's just same damage, which would have been cool. Would have been cool if this game had a couple like Dragon's Dogma tactics where you could like climb creatures and stab in the eyes, but I don't know if that's like Dark Souls-y enough. And hippo down. What did I equip? Oh, I equip another weapon that was close to breaking, the short sword and the longbow, before I used that repair powder. So I actually have quite a bit of durability left in my weapon. And dead. And what did she drop? Staff of Amana. I'm not sure, but I think that's not a very great staff. I've never seen anyone use it. Generally, people use the Staff of Wisdom, the Bat Staff, or the staff that the Black Witches use in the Crypt, because that can cast hexes, sorceries, and miracles. So it's like an all-around good staff. At least I believe it casts miracles too. Yeah, it should. I'll have to look that up after this video to confirm, but I think it casts 3 different types of spells, which is rare for an item in this game. And these guys do a lot of damage, so don't underestimate them like I just did and take 2 hits, because they will try to kill you. They are enemies after all. Like, I have 40 vitality right now, or vigor, and he could 4-shot me, 2 combos, and I'm dead, so be careful about that. And since I'm low on arrows, I start using dark arrows, I'm not sure those even do extra damage versus these guys, considering they're not dark, but they seem kind of like people that would be immune to dark damage. Not immune, but just resistant to. At this point, I'm like, screw it. I can tank a couple more shots. I am getting low on life gems, though, so I start using radiant life gems for some reason. Even though it would totally be more prudent of me to just, like, not. And use my regular life gems, because what if I need the better life gems later, right? I don't know. And, this is kind of an annoying spot coming up. So I actually come back here, and I summon the first NPC in a while, Felicia the Brave, I think she's named. Yeah, Felicia. I was unsure on her first name. The Brave is pretty easy. And she's actually a pretty badass summon. She doesn't have the best, like, AI in the world, but anything with a lance is just devastating, so when she gets a hold of a monster, it's just, like, gone. And I'm very careful about the edge right there. There is one right there, by the way. Felicia almost jumped off of it, actually. She was going to go for that lizard man. And she just runs around it. And then she turns around like, oh, there's a creature back here too. So she ends up getting that guy. And I wish I hadn't let her take so much damage in this zone, because I need her for that Demon of Song fight that's coming up. And this fight gets really messy really fast because I just hit a cleric. And then both of them are like, So I was actually thinking I might die here. And obviously, so, like, if Felicia weren't here, I probably would have died. But at the same token, wait, see, like, I was so scared right there. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna die here, of all places. Like, Shrine of Amana, please. And Felicia decided to heal up, which I was grateful for. But I wish they would heal. I wish they had like 12 Estus flasks, as if they were like a fully upgraded U, but they don't. And the one floating around, if you were wondering, is actually a cleric, I think, and it can heal the other ones. But Felicia took care of it. Normally it would be it would be healing the clerics and stuff, but we seem to kill them before it can do anything like that. I don't believe it can actually attack you at all, so you can kind of just ignore it after you kill everything else. And Felicia just goes all in on these guys. I don't know if her equipment can break. I don't know how that works with NPCs, but these guys let out corrosive smoke. And if, like that. And if it hits you, it's going to break some of your gear. I'm not sure how that works for NPCs, but... I mean, I assume they have a functioning equipment system. I shouldn't assume, but... I mean, that just seems like something they'd put in the game, so... So, we're getting to the Demon of Song. We're pretty close. Felicia and I don't have that much trouble through this area. And I guess she doesn't have breakload, because her lance would definitely be broken right now in this corrosive smoke or whatever. But she's taking down that big guy like a boss. She is taking some damage, though. And she heals again. I think that's the third time she's used an Estus Flask. I'll try to keep track of them throughout this video and see what I can count. And maybe she does have 12, I don't know. And this is kind of unfortunate. That hits her instead of just going past. Yeah, I don't know how many souls I have at the end of this video, but it has to be a lot. Like close to 200,000. Now I kind of wish I had run back after this and leveled up. That could have helped a lot. But I wouldn't have had to I would have had to run through this again, and no one wants to do that. Unless I, like, touched a bonfire up here, and then use Homeward Bone once I got back to Majula to come back. But that'd be kind of roundabout, and I'd have to run all the way back anyway to get to Dragon Shrine once I unlock that, which would have been a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, that'd be a bad idea, like a very, very bad idea. I guess the best course of action is to save my souls until I beat Vestalt, and then I can just level up when I go back to Majula after that. And then I never have to see this area again. Oh, that's a 5th heal. 4th or 5th. And this peculiar, this specific Red Phantom is, like, really annoying. She seems to have a unlimited amount of castings, so she can just, she or he, whoever it is, just seems to be able to just blow through your health instantly. And kind of scary. Crystal Soul Spear is nothing to be toyed with. And luckily, it seems like their AI wants to roll towards you when you throw a throwing knife. I don't know if I figured that out in this video, but that seemed to be the case every time I threw a throwing knife at this character. Sorry, I can't read her name from the window I'm previewing it in. And she should die now. That's kind of risky of me. I could have taken some bad damage there, but that's okay. Peculiar Kindler. So is that, like, supposed to be a joke with kindling? Like the flame? I don't know. I mean, it has to be a title, right? Because, like, it's a peculiar this. It's not like Peculiar Sam or Peculiar Ben or something like that. Although now I might go by that name. And I believe that is the last witch that we fight in the Shrine of Amana. I was looking around to see, and I was waiting for Felicia to heal up with an Estus Flask, because now would be the best time for that to happen, but she doesn't, so I really don't want to bring her into the Demon of Song fight, because she'll make the fight harder, and then she'll die instantly, and I'll be stuck with a harder version of the boss when I didn't need to, so take what you can get. And there's another Melfinito that seemed like abused or like dying or something, and when you talk to her, she just disappears. I'm not sure lore-wise on what that means, but yep. And I almost forget to unsummon her, but then I use my Black Separation Crystal to get rid of her. I'm sorry, Felicia, you were very brave, and I wish I could take you into the fight, but gotta leave now. Shed a single tear for Felicia. I think about using... Do I use the Mastodon Greatsword? Or do I use the mace? I think I use the mace because the Mastodon sword is too heavy. Yeah, I do. And, I'm really, like, freaking out for a second. I think I might be, wondering if I could get a player summon in, but I didn't, so. And even though this boss is one of the easier in the game, her weapon that you can craft out of her soul is one of the best. Like, it's the Spotted Whip, which is, like, one of the best poison weapons in the game. Like, it stacks so much poison when you hit someone with it. Like, I'm pretty sure you only have to hit twice with it, and then they're instantly poisoned. Which I think is a lot more legitimate than the Bat Staff Dark Fog combo, if you are familiar with that. Because the Dark Fog combo is dumb in that it spawns automatically on you and you're like almost instantly poisoned, whereas the Spotted Whip, you actually have to hit them with it. You know, like, if you dodge roll out of the way, you're not going to be worried about it, but the Dark Fog, eventually they will poison you. Like, it's just a fact. If they have enough castings of it, they're going to get you with it, and that's, I don't think that's fair. But that's why I carry the Moss that cures poison now. I always carry that at a PvP, so that kind of build doesn't even work anymore, but it's just annoying that I have to waste resources and building against it, but that's kind of how this game goes. I can't wish everyone used melee, because then this game would be boring and everyone would just use melee attacks all day. It is actually kind of refreshing to fight a mage every once in a while, but I can't help but feel like they're kind of cheap when they're used against me. That's why in my PvP build I have that like magic block shield. I really like how it adds to the build. Just because I can switch out and just tank a couple spells while I'm waiting and just do some good work that way. And this is also, like, I said this is like one of the easiest bosses, but it is also one of the creepiest bosses in the game. Like, I don't know what frog corpse it took over, but like, that is the thing that nightmares are made of. Like, oh look, a giant frog. Why is it's kind of weird looking? Oh my god, what is that? And that grab could have been really dangerous, but she's one hit away now, so I assume it's a she because the singing voice that you hear from it in the area sounds starkly female. And there we go. There's another big boss down. One of the easier ones, admittedly. And here I like show the key to the embedded weapon. I don't equip it, I guess, but it's a weapon that I've always wanted to use, and I hate that the embedded eats it, basically, when you kill him with it. Like, you no longer get that weapon, it's just gone. Which makes me mad, because it is such a cool weapon, like, to look at. But when you use it, it's, like, it's kind of a waste that they kill the item in your inventory as soon as you use it. But it would be kind of difficult to balance New Game Plus if you could just carry that with you. Especially if you could upgrade it. Well, I guess it's not a balance thing, because you can carry all sorts of upgraded things to New Game Plus. I guess it's just the fact that you could unlock the embedded as soon as you get up there. But that's not a huge plot point. Like, you don't even have to go free that Malefinito if you don't want to. Like, all it gives you is a fire seed, right? So, I'm not sure why they take it away from you. Maybe it's just a story thing, like, that key was made for the embedded, not... and it shouldn't serve any other purpose once it's completed its task. But, that's kind of a lazy way to explain it. And, we are now in the Undead Crypt, which is one of my favorite areas in the game. Honestly. It's a pretty cool zone. There's a lot of annoying elements, but flavor-wise, I think it's the best. It feels really nice. And, oh, right here is where I planned on cutting the video, but after filming for a little bit after this, I decided to just tag it on. So this is the second part of the video here. Give it up, butthole. Thank you. I was checking that because I'm never sure where their items are on like weird platforms to the sides. And I always kill this torch dude because I don't want him bringing light into the Finito area and have that dude attack, because I think I need him for the Vestal fight. If I don't need him, I would like having his company there. And I do cheese a little bit more in this area, obviously, because the safer you are, the better chance you have of actually beating the game. So let this be a PSA about being careful. I think I headshotted her that time, which was nice. If I do it again, yeah, that's the kill. And they give a lot of souls. And those are the guys that drop the stabs that are super good. Because they cast so many different types of magic. And there's that dude just creeping around the corner. I think that's like a really funny placement for him with the way I moved the camera around the corner. And I'm kind of astounded that I don't kill those guys in one hit with my mace. Like those I know it's a late game area, but those prisoners are just typically really weak, and that guy scared me like really bad. I forgot he was there too. So there were just two creeping out at the door the whole time. And I punched someone for the first time in forever. And insert cheese here, I guess. Miss with the first shot, that's not a good sign. There we go. If I keep doing that, this will be a pretty short little room. I've noticed after the fact that the game isn't as long as I first thought it was when I was playing through on my first character, just because I died a lot on him, so it seemed like all the areas were pretty massive, but it's really just like really compact, like rooms and stuff like this that are hard, and then like between it just short amount of running and stuff like that. So I don't know, I just thought that the game was a bit longer than it is. And in a bit I realized how little those affinities would hurt me if I took one. Yeah, right there. I took 2 to the head, and I took that little amount of damage, so I'm feeling a little better about just kind of charging forward. But I still don't want to take all of them. That's a waste of life gem. Ooh. Do I take all of those, or oh, they just float away, I guess. And here's the Finito room. As soon as you walk in, if you haven't been through here, he tells you to stop and basically, like, you better not carry a torch in here. Agdane. He's a Finito, if you were wondering why I called him that. And he's cool, but I wasn't really feeling like listening to his chat then, so I don't. But this is the first time that I've checked out his items in a very long time, and he has a shield that seems really bad, but it has a stamina recovery effect, so I don't know if that's worth it to you to just like wear it on your back, but I guess. And then there's a pretty cool like cleric set in here, but I don't buy it. I believe the helmet increases your faith by 1 or something like that, and yeah, I think about buying that many arrows, but I don't. I do buy a bunch of Elizabeth mushrooms, because those will help out soon, right?
I am a Benito. This so in the past. I am a this in the past. This place there. Tell me. I am a.
I do that because I wanted to make sure that he'll be summonable for the boss fight, because he's actually a pretty big help in the Vestalt fight. He's a pretty big distraction. They made all of the NPC summons really tanky, so he can just kind of take a beating to the face. So if you're having trouble with Vestalt, make sure to talk to him a lot and then get him to join you off the ledge. I think I'm thinking about parrying him, and then I'm like, no. Go. I don't know what it is about bows. I complained about it in the last video, on how bows seem to not be able to hit them from the front at all when their shield's up. But it seems like the way I swing my weapon depends on where their shield is. So why is the hit different for a sword than it is a bow? I don't know. And this is the hardest part of the zone. Those guys. If you get too many of them spawned, they are super annoying. They have the blue flame sword, which allows them to cast... normally, as a player, you'd only be able to cast sorceries with it. But because they're bullshit NPCs, they can cast both pyromancy and sorcery with their versions of the blue flame. So, Titanite chunks and petrified dragon bones. Those will help out a lot once I get back to town. I'll be able to upgrade that Dragon Rider longbow once again. There's that dark fog spell, my favorite. And I wish that's how fast you could cast lightning as a player. Some people cast it super fast, and I'm not entirely sure how. Like, maybe it's the Lion Mage set plus a certain amount of attunement and adaptability, raising your agility to some crazy cap, but I don't know. I pick up that Triclops Snake Tranches, or whatever. That just raises your dark defense when you use it, by the way. So I'm going in, and does he make this easy on me? No, he doesn't. Sometimes you can get lucky and kill him as he spawns from the gravestone, but I wasn't getting that lucky tonight. And it's really annoying when a game like this has like infinite spawning enemies, because Dark Souls 1 never did that. Dark Souls 1 always had like they would always come back when you rested at a bonfire, but not like this, where they would always come back if you're in the zone. Auto zone. And I run through this thinking that I could just like get away and like they wouldn't follow me. And then Nameless Usurper pops up. I thought I could be safe in this little room. So I've got quite the battle on my hands. So I try to take him out. Okay, and now I should just have Nameless Usurper on my hands. Oh, and that's when I figure out, oh my god, she actually does damage now. And I need to get rid of that thing. And there's that wall guy. This battle turned out to be a lot harder than I thought it would be. There we go. Take some more damage, that's good. She guard breaks me, which scares the hell out of me. I thought I was gonna die there. So, she keeps guard breaking. Like, advanced tactics from this NPC. It's terrifying. So I killed that guy, and I'm like, yeah, I've got this. Let's duel it out, Nameless Usurper. You don't know me. Heal up. Yeah. Get in a couple hits. I'm feeling pretty safe. She's almost dead. And then this happens. Yeah. One hit does that much damage. She's using a bandit dagger. How does it deal that much damage is all I can think in this. And she keeps using that guard break, so I can't. And she combos me. And I'm dead. Words cannot express how loud I yelled profanities when I died. Oh my lord. So that's why I tagged that on the end of this video. Take 3's run is over, but it was a good run, and I hope you enjoyed it. I've been starting a new run on a new character, so I'll be uploading that in a few days. So once again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a nice night.